Hi everybody, I'm Julie Kerr, writer and director of the indie nerdy comedy Geek Loves Punk, and I wanted to do a very quick book review. So apparently there's like a person out there who maybe threw shade at Marie Kondo or misunderstood Marie Kondo. So because I do have some personal experience, I just wanted to give honestly like a positive book review of Marie Kondo, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. And then the other thing I wanted to do was I made a really long video where I had a negative experience with a tidy consultant. Okay, sorry I made that video. It's very long and you can totally watch it, but I don't feel like my experience with that tidy consultant is true to Marie Kondo. So I'm going to be saying like why I think the book is good and just explaining what like tidying up is. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to use my blog as a reference. Due to extenuating circumstances, I did end up tidying up, and I want to say positive things about Marie Kondo, who seems like lovely. Yeah, okay. So the idea behind The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo, 9 million copies sold. Pretty impressive. Okay, the idea behind this book is Marie Kondo wants you to feel joy. It's all about joy. And I like that. I like joy. So as someone who's dealt with depression my whole life, like, I like laughing and feeling joy. Because when I feel sad, it feels painful. Like sadness and anger doesn't always feel good. So yeah, so the whole idea behind this book is feeling joy, and there is sort of a spiritual element to it, but I don't want to scare you if that's like triggering for you. It's very chill. It's very chill. Okay, here's the idea behind tidying up. So the life-changing magic of tidying up, it's not minimalism. So I think minimalism is like not owning a lot of stuff, and I think that's awesome. But for me, since I'm like an indie filmmaker, I guess you could say I'm like an archivist or whatever, if that's a thing. I might have made that up, but yeah, I like to keep my film stuff. I like to keep I'm looking at it right now. I have a little closet where props are, and that's my film equipment. I'm looking at my other closet with film equipment. I also have action figures, and I have comic books. I'm looking at them right now. So the idea behind Marie Kondo's The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up is that, oh, so here's how it works. And I think it's okay for me to say this because like you should totally get the book. So the idea behind the book is the processes. It is kind of exhausting in a way, but it is like thorough. And it is fun. But you just want to brace yourself before you tidy up. So the idea is you take everything you own, yeah, and you have to like hold it, and then you have to see, does it spark joy? And if I'm doing it the Marie Kondo way, you hold it and you're like, do you feel joy in your heart? I think she makes like a funny noise, like, ooh, joy. I don't know. It's extremely awesome. So you take something you own, and if you feel joy when you hold it, then you get to keep it. If you don't feel joy when you hold it, then you say thank you, goodbye, and you put it in like a bag, and you can like give it away or something. So it's just tidying up. It's not getting rid of all your stuff. And I think it's actually really great because sometimes even when I shop, I'm looking around for what in the store sparks joy for me before I even buy it. And I think that's pretty cool too. So all my action figures spark joy. You know, the posters behind me spark joy. But that's what it is. It's just like making sure that everything you own sparks joy for you, including furniture and stuff like that, right? So in the process of me doing Marie Kondo's The Magic of Tidying Up, I got rid of like 4 really big bags of stuff, just coincidentally. But the idea behind the book isn't to declutter, or it kind of is, but not really. It's not to declutter, it's not to minimalize. The point of the book is just to make sure that everything in your environment is sparking joy for you and making you feel good. in your apartment, in your house, in your room, whatever it is. And if these things spark joy for you, then that's the most amazing thing, like, ever. So the spiritual element, if you will, I don't want to scare you with that word. I hope that's not triggering for you, but it's just the idea that, like, when you're walking around your house, you're surrounded by stuff that just makes you feel good. And I think that's the most awesome thing ever. Why? Well, life can be kind of hard. As you know and as I know. So the idea is when you walk into your house or your apartment or whatever, you're just walking into your own, hopefully, oasis, utopia, what have you. I have a nice rent-controlled apartment. It's not perfect. This building, I think, was built in the 1920s or 30s. So, you know, you got to roll with the punches a little bit. But for the most part, this apartment does spark joy for me. Yes, so that's what it is. That's what the life-changing magic of tidying up is all about, what sparks joy for you. And it is a very, because you do have to touch everything you own. So that can be a really long, arduous process. So you could do it all at once if you wanted, or you could just do like one drawer at a time. So if you're like, I'm going to go through this drawer, I'm going to go through all the stuff. Does this stuff spark joy for me? And you could do it that way if you want. So, yeah, like, it's a good book. The second thing I like about her process is thorough and cathartic. If you take it upon yourself to just start tidying up, then you have to touch everything you own, which is exhausting in some ways, but it's also thorough and cathartic as well, because it's like, what's the stuff you want to keep that just sparks joy, and what's the stuff that can kind of feel like a burden, like, on a spiritual level, like, hey, maybe it's time for me to let this stuff go, right? So it is a cathartic stuff, and she even says in the book, like, it's okay for you to have, like, sentiment, or to have for stuff to have sentimental value, because sometimes stuff has sentimental value. So she's like, it's okay to have sentiment around where you live or what you own. It's totally okay. So yeah, again, it's like, so her process is very thorough because you're going to touch everything you own. And it's also like cathartic because because you're making sure you're surrounded by stuff that you really love, and you're letting go of stuff you might not need anymore. And the third reason why I really like this book is because Marie Kondo, she seems really sweet and kind and sincere, and I feel like she is, you know what I mean? There might have been some controversy maybe because she was selling stuff on a website that's kind of pricey, and I'm like, I'm not mad at that. Look, this book is, I got it on sale. The book says it's $16.99. It's a hardcover. I don't think I paid $16.99 for it. I think I paid, like, I want to say $12 or $13. I think it was on sale. Make sure I got the book. So the book is not expensive. But the controversy is she was selling, like, I guess, like, fancy pillows or something like that. That doesn't really bother me, and you can be a certified tidy consultant. I think that's fine too. Like, that also does not bother me because, like, the book is like $12. It's like, you don't have to buy the book, but if you want to buy the book, you totally can. Yeah, I still think she seems pretty sweet and sincere. And she has a show on Netflix. I think it's called, like, Tidying Up with Marie Kondo, and she's just really sweet in that show. Very sincere, and just since I happen to be gay, she helps, like, 2 different gay couples in 2 different situations, like, tidy up. So she's LGBTQ friendly. That's super awesome. And then she has a translator because she's from Japan and speaks fluent Japanese, and then she has a translator translating between Japanese and English. And even with the language barrier, like, she still just comes across really charming and sweet. And so it's just kind of phenomenal and cool that her book sold like 9 million copies. Like, that's pretty awesome. I find that very impressive. And I think she's proof that you can be kind and sweet and sincere and still, like, be successful. Like, there's a myth that you have to be a total a-hole to be successful. I don't think that's true. I've met successful people who are kind, empathetic, wonderful people, and she seems like she's one of them. So, yeah, in her show, and there's also this part in her show where she's talking to her translator in Japanese, and there's subtitles, and she's walking through a neighborhood, and to me, it looks like a regular, like, middle-class neighborhood, which is awesome because, yeah, I'm middle class, but she says she's looking at the apartments, and they're like, kind of like, to me, they're like normal middle-class apartments, and she says, oh, American apartments are so cute, is what she said, and I find that to be really sincere, because it's like, I get what she meant, like, yeah, like, the apartments are really cute, she says it in her show, but, like, and they are really cute apartments, like, legit, they're cute apartments. It's just, I guess I'm just used to seeing, like, you know, middle-class apartments. I see them, like, every day. But I guess for Marie, who's coming from, and of course they have cute stuff in Japan. Of course they do. So, but it's just cool, like, to see American middle-class apartments through the eyes of Marie Kondo, and her just saying, like, oh, these are so cute. It's just validating and cool. Yeah, like, yeah, I do want to say that it's a good book. I totally recommend it. It's a quick book. It's a good read. Oh, the other thing I want to say that I find interesting is you never know what's going to make you successful, because I think Jimi Hendrix, the guitar player, started playing guitar like at 15 or something, and then he's considered one of the greatest guitar players of all time, and he's super talented, or was, he passed away, but I think he passed away in the 60s, so, but still, you know, so the way Jimi Hendrix started at like 15, if you read the book, she just kind of like sincerely started, she just sincerely started tidying. It's kind of interesting. She's like, yeah, I just always had this passion for tidying up. And she tried all these different methods for tidying up. And it's funny, in the video, in the book, she tidies up her family's stuff, and they get kind of annoyed with her. They're like, Marie, stop it. I thought that part was cute and funny, but she was just so passionate about tidying up, and I think that's really sweet and endearing. So, like, Jimi Hendrix was all about playing guitar, which is awesome, but who would have thought, like, Marie Kondo, it was all about tidying up? Like, who knew that was a thing, you know? And I think when people are sincere and genuine, it comes across, and it leads to success, like 9 million copies sold success. Like, that's just really cool. It's just cool. So, yeah, I think, so this book's really good. I totally recommend it. Marie Kondo is all about sparking joy, all about you surrounding yourself with stuff that just makes you feel good, makes you feel like you. And it's important to feel happy and joyful and good in your own skin and in your own space, wherever you live. The last thing I want to show, and this is kind of cute, is this is the manga, the life-changing manga of tidying up. I didn't finish it quite yet. You can see I didn't finish the manga. I don't think you quite need the manga. It's cute, and I like comic books, but in the manga, this didn't quite translate because I'm gay, but in the manga, like, the lead character, she's a woman, and she's like, oh, if I tidy up, then this really hot guy neighbor can come over and we can have dinner. And I thought, oh, that's cute. That's totally cute. And I was like, that doesn't relate to me. I.e., if, you know, I guess I would more want a cute woman to come over and have dinner, if you will. So I appreciate the sentiment of the manga. I really do. So, yeah. So, but it's cute. The manga is super cute. You don't, you know, if you're on a budget, you don't need to buy the manga. You're good. But you can just buy this, which actually explains tidying up. And you can watch the show on Netflix if you're Netflix subscription. Okay, so yeah, it's a great book. I highly recommend it. The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. Okay, I'm Julie Kerr, writer and director of the indie nerdy comedy Geek Loves Punk. If you want to learn more about me, you can check out my website down below. And keep being awesome. keep finding stuff in your life that sparks joy. Keep loving yourself. Keep doing your thing and feeling good in your own skin, feeling good in your own space, because you deserve, after everything you've been through, I've been through, we've all been through, you deserve to be in a place that sparks joy. So I appreciate Marie Kondo passing on the message of joy and giving simple little tactics on how you can feel joy every day. Okay, I'm Julie Kerr, and I will always, 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 obnoxiously so, be advocating for hope and optimism. And thank God I have awesome Marie Kondo advocating for joy, because we all deserve to feel joy and stuff. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I'm Julie Kerr. I hope you have the best day ever. Thanks so much. Bye.